traveling is a means to success. Do subscribe Travel and Taste channel and like videos. For further videos, stay connected. Most popular Ethiopian foods you must try. Ethiopian food is amazing, and there are so many delicious dishes to choose from. Try some of these traditional favorites the next time you want to experience something new. Definitely don't miss them out when visiting Ethiopia. From spicy stews to cooling salads, Ethiopian foods have a good variety that caters to various taste buds. Dabo Kolo, spicy fried cornbread pieces. Spicy and flavorful, Dabo Kolo is made with a simple dough that is dry roasted on the stove before being seasoned. Typically enjoyed as a snack in Ethiopian cuisine, street vendors serve Dabo Kolo. Usually made from cornbread, Dabo Kolo can also be made of roasted barley or ground sunflower seeds. Dabo Kolo is also typically served during the Ethiopian New Year to celebrate the festivities. Kolo, barley balls dipped in sauce. Kolo is Ethiopia's version of fondue, consisting of balls of moistened roasted barley dipped into a spicy meat sauce instead of cheese. Usually served as a snack during ceremonies, Kolo is made by someone who sits next to your table and rolls the balls, placing them on a tray blanketed with Injera before being dipped. You won't easily find Kolo where you can find other Ethiopian foods. Kolo is most commonly made in the northern region of Ethiopia, known as Tigray. Azifa, lentil salad. Another delicious raw salad side dish or snack in Ethiopian cuisine is Azifa. Made of lentils, peppers, lime juice, and spices, Azifa is served with Injera or can be piled on top of lettuce for a meal. Traditionally a mild dish, hot peppers can be added and additional beer to take the flavors up a notch for heat-seeking eaters. The vegetarian status of this and many Ethiopian dishes makes it ideal for light eating during fasting in the culture. Timatim, tomato salad. Although most Ethiopian dishes are cooked, timatim is a raw, cold tomato salad consumed alongside hot foods. Timatim's cooling flavors are a welcome addition to the spicy or Ethiopian food that is so common in the cuisine. Timatim is made up of tomatoes, onions, and peppers, and sometimes torn pieces of fried injera bread are added. The dressing for the salad is simple: oil, vinegar, lemon, and garlic, but it can include some beer seasoning for a little extra kick. Gomen Kitfo, collard greens. Gomen Kitfo is a typical vegetarian side consumed as a part of Ethiopian cuisine. Made of sauteed collard greens seasoned with cumin and cardamom, gomen has a lot of depth of flavor. Finely chopped collard greens are sauteed in butter and spices to make an excellent accompaniment to other vegetable and meat-based Ethiopian dishes. Gomen Kitfo is often eaten with alb, or dried cottage cheese, and is always served alongside lots of injera for eating. Tibs, fried fish chunks. Over time, fish has become a more significant part of Ethiopian cuisine and is incorporated into periods of fasting in the culture. Tibs is often made with Nile perch and marinated in beer and lime juice before being fried in olive oil with garlic and ginger. Usually served along with injera and the dipping sauce, Tibs is a nice change from the typical vegetable and meat dishes of traditional food in Ethiopia. Kitfo, beef tartare. Another raw meat dish, Kitfo, is a traditional food in Ethiopia made of minced beef. While Siga is served completely cold and raw, Kitfo is usually slightly warmed in a pan with a bit of butter and the spice blend mitmata. It typically comes with alb, a dry cottage cheese, or gomen, a minced spinach. While the Kitfo is rather filling on its own, these additions make it even more tasty and nutritional. Kitfo can be likened to beef tartare, a French specialty, but it stands on its own as an exceptional Ethiopian food with unique spices and flavors. Tere Siga, cubes of raw meat. Tere Siga is a raw meat dish known as a true delicacy in Ethiopia. Typically served as a hunk of raw meat that you carve yourself, Tere Siga is a unique part of Ethiopian cuisine. A spice blend known as mitmeat is often brought along with the Tere Siga for dipping and seasoning the meat as you eat. Although there are risks associated with eating raw meat, most Ethiopians that enjoyed this dish claim to feel strong and euphoric afterward. Tere Siga is a dish worth trying if you are an adventure-seeking eater looking for a unique and unforgettable experience. Tibs, sauteed meat chunks. Tibs is a traditional food in Ethiopia made of sliced lamb or beef. The meat is sauteed in butter, onion, and garlic and sometimes served in a clay pot over hot coals. Tibs is one of the most popular Ethiopian dishes made of meat. You will most commonly see it during special occasions or holidays and as a sign of respect to guests. Complemented by Injera, Tibs can also be a very spicy dish if cooked with hot peppers. This popular meat dish varies depending on the cut of meat used, and there are generally little or no vegetables incorporated into the dish. Doro what? Spicy chicken stew. Doro what is the only meat-based stew on this list, and for a good reason, since meat is used sparingly in Ethiopian cuisine. It is similar to a curry, made with drumsticks and chicken wings in a heavily spiced sauce. Butter, chili, cardamom, and berbere give Doro what its unique flavors, and a hard-boiled egg is typically served in the stew. Like all stewed Ethiopian dishes, you can expect Injera alongside the meal to be used as a utensil to pick up chunks of meat and sauce. Doro what is one of the common Ethiopian dishes during celebrations and religious festivals. Atakilt what? Cabbage, potato, and carrot stew. This hearty Ethiopian dish is more of a stir-fry than a slowly stewed meal. Like most Ethiopian dishes, a heavy amount of spices and aromatics are combined to create layers of flavor and seasoning. To make Atakilt what, thinly sliced carrots, cabbage, and potatoes are sauteed until slightly softened with oil, garlic, and onions. Then, the dish is covered and cooked over low heat for less than an hour before being served. The result is tasty traditional Ethiopian food that is healthy and full of nutrition. Misir what? Spiced red lentils. Alongside Alicha and Shiro what, you will often find Misir what, another stewed vegetarian Ethiopian food. Made of red lentils, vegetables, and spices, Misir what is very flavorful. Misir what is a traditional Ethiopian food that uses the common spice berbere and Chickpea to give it spiciness. Unlike Alicha, which is very mild, Misir what is very spicy due to the additional berbere and Chickpea added to the stew before being served. Misir what also comes alongside Injera, as is typical of most Ethiopian cuisine. Alicha, split pea stew. Alicha is a mild vegetarian stew made of stewed yellow split peas, ginger, and turmeric. Like many dishes in Ethiopian cuisine, Alicha gets most of its flavoring from Chickpea, a spiced clarified butter. Wholly vegetarian and gluten-free, Alicha is a healthy dish that is not spicy like many other Ethiopian dishes. There is no additional berbere added to Alicha, giving it more flavor from its aromatics rather than lots of spices. Shiro what? Chickpea stew. Shiro what is a delicious Ethiopian food made of stewed chickpeas and many warming spices. This delicacy is slowly stewed, increasing its flavors and complexity, like many dishes in Ethiopian cuisine. Shiro what is packed full of protein from the chickpeas and is on the thick side from the long cooking time. Onion and garlic are often added to this traditional Ethiopian food for flavor and nutrition. You can usually find Shiro what served alongside other vegetarian dishes over Injera for a healthy and filling meal. Fuul, spiced fava beans. Like many meals in Ethiopian cuisine, you can eat fuul for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. This hearty spiced fava bean dish is often served as a side, along with meats or other stewed vegetables, and is a filling breakfast. Fuul usually comes with bread such as Injera and is topped with yogurt, avocado, and even egg. Fuul is traditionally served in a metal bowl that is almost too hot to touch, and you can find it in restaurants or even as street food. FirFir, spiced scrambled eggs. Another simple dish in Ethiopian cuisine is FirFir, or spiced scrambled eggs. The typical combination of the spice blend berbere, tomato paste, Chickpea, and chili peppers gives simple eggs tons of flavor. The spices in this familiar traditional Ethiopian food give it a unique color that makes it stand out amongst plain scrambled eggs. FirFir is often enjoyed with a filling bread called gita. Made of teff flour, wheat flour, nigella seeds, and vegetable oil. Like Injera, you can use it to scoop eggs up and eat them instead of a utensil. Fatira, flatbread pancake with egg and honey. Unlike a typical American pancake, Fatira is a pancake-like traditional food in Ethiopia enjoyed for breakfast as well. Often found as street food, Fatira is made of flour, salt, and water and almost always includes scrambled eggs on top or inside. Thin sheets of dough are stacked on top of one another, creating a squared pancake cooked on a cast iron grill. Fatira can be served with honey, or for a savory breakfast. A typical spice blend of berbere is added along with peppers, onions, and tomatoes. This versatile dish is an excellent example of Ethiopian cuisine's use of spices to transform simple ingredients. Genfo, barley flour porridge. Genfo is a versatile traditional Ethiopian food made with wheat or barley flour stirred continuously with hot water until a thick and silky porridge is formed. The Genfo is placed in a bowl, and a round well is made in the center. Inside, butter, spices, or even yogurt is filled in to be eaten with the Genfo. Genfo is similar to the Arab dish, Asiga, which also comes sweet or more savory. The primary difference between the two is that Genfo is most typically served with clarified butter and pureed red pepper at its center. Chechebsa, thin crispy bread with butter and berbere. Also known as FirFir. This well-loved and typical breakfast dish is a traditional Ethiopian food. This simple dish is full of flavors and made of shredded Injera flatbread, berbere spice blend, onions, and spiced clarified butter called Chickpea. There are different variations of Chechebsa throughout Ethiopia. Sometimes, meat sauces are added to the dish, as well as raw chili peppers and even a side of yogurt to stir into this filling Ethiopian food. Chechebsa is the rare exception to using utensils in Ethiopian cuisine, as it is typically eaten using a spoon. Still, it is not uncommon to have a side of Injera bread served along with this delicious traditional Ethiopian dish. Injera. Injera is found along with almost every meal enjoyed in Ethiopian cuisine. This Ethiopian staple is a spongy, sour, fermented pancake-like bread used instead of silverware to scoop up bits of meat or vegetables. The Injera's tangy flavor complements many Ethiopian dishes' spiciness and bold flavor. Made of teff, an ancient grain first cultivated in Ethiopia, Injera is considered a superfood because it is rich in calcium, protein, and iron and is gluten-free. Teff is also the highest of all grains in fiber. Injera is often served on a large platter underneath various stews and meats, soaking up the flavors and sauces. In addition, Injera will also come on the side in a basket, rolled up into individual serving size portions to be shared amongst the table. Instruction before eat: check food is halal or haram. Do subscribe Travel and Taste channel and like videos. For further videos, stay connected.